Hello, I'm Claire and I'm here to help you get better at ballet. Have you been working toward your Intermediate Foundation exam? If you're an RAD dancer, as that is the Royal Academy of Dance, the vocational exams are where we start working towards point work, and also another really important element of these exams is the free enchaînement. And for many it is a bit of a nemesis. I do understand how difficult it is, because not only do you need to remember the vocabulary or the names of the different steps, you also need to remember the type of that step that you're going to be asked to do, or the version of that step. And most of these steps have about 4 different versions in this exam. There are more, certainly the pas de bourrées and ciseaux, there are many more. But in this exam, you've probably got about 4 different versions of each step that they can ask for. With the focal steps, they'll usually ask for at least 2 kinds of the steps. So it might be 2 types of assemblé, for example, like an assemblé over and an assemblé under. They might even ask for an assemblé devant as well. Depends, okay? And what you're likely to get is a mixture of at least 2, maybe 3 types of the focal step with a series of linking steps as well. So you need to know all of them, and you need to know the kind of versions that they may be asking for. And they will obviously add arms and direction and alignment as well. And a really important element to look for is the rhythm of what they're asking for as well. So for example, the pas de bourrée is always going to go da-da-dum. It's on a 3-beat, ba-ba-bum, pas de bourrée. A glissade is always goes and in, yeah, almost always anticipating that first beat if it's the first step of the dance. Anyway, I digress. So my name's Claire and I'm an RAD ballet teacher. That's Royal Academy of Dance. I've been teaching ballet for the last 10 years and I love sharing what I know and helping people do their own work in their own time, because you only get so much time with your teacher, and unfortunately 1, 2, 3 classes a week is not always enough to really help you nail everything. So I'm hoping that these videos will help you just refine that a little bit, reinforce what you're being told, and help you practice and remind yourself of the different steps that you're going to be asked to do. So I've got several videos in this section, and this one today we are going to do the Assemblé. And Assemblé means to bring together, to gather together. So that means bringing your legs together in the air. Quite often people neglect that element. It's a really important element of the step, because at the end of the day, it can just kind of look a little bit sloppy if you just kind of do a little jump with a swish. I'm going to show you the jump itself in a second. So Assemblé, as I said, means to gather your legs together in the air. So you do a plie, you get a really good plie with your legs. You're going to swish that, what we call the gesturing leg. You swish out, pressing into the floor, and then you jump and both legs come together in midair. In the normal assemblés that you're going to do at this level, they are not traveling. So the idea is to go there, swish, and up, and you land on the same spot. If you're traveling, that's an assemblé porté, because you're carrying your assemblé over to one side. And you can do all sorts. You can do on a Devant and an Derièrre, all sorts of different ones. In this level, we are just going to be doing assemblé over, under, Devant and Derièrre. To remind you about the language, they will say Dessus for over. It's more of a zi, Dessus for over, and Dessous for under. Okay, so hopefully they will exaggerate that enough for you to hear which one is just the US. The US is Dessus, which is over. They will usually say, let's have an assemblé Dessus over, and you can clarify that as well. If they don't say that, you can always say, is that over? And just double check so that you know. Now, the leg that does the swish is the leg that they take the name of the kind of assemblé that it is. So if it's going over, imagine same as the ciseaux, same as the glissades, you're lying down. If it comes from if the gesturing leg, or the leg that we're using to determine which one it is, comes from the back to the front, that's over. So you imagine you're lying down, it's coming up and over, okay? So the back leg There, coming into a fifth, that's an over. Obviously, that's a jump. If it's going the opposite direction, that's under. That's an evil one. Like an assemblé over, you could do a little glissade assemblé, yes? Assemblé under, you can't really do a glissade into it. It's a bit of a trick. Yeah, I guess you could do a glissade. Derrière, assemblé under. We very rarely do. They are quite tricky. With that one, you really need to push into that front leg. Yeah, really use that plie. Use the pressure in the floor to push yourself up off the floor to get that leg behind and get up off the ground enough to find that fifth before you land. Okay. And then you've got devant and derrière. Devant means front. I think devant, when it's written down, it's got a T on the end, which is silent. I think devant, front, and derrière, like your derrière. So devant stays at the front, yeah? So it'd be an assemblé, yeah, staying at the front. Derrière is exactly the opposite, staying at the back, okay? So in the intermediate foundation, you have assemblés, you have assemblé over, assemblé under, assemblé devant, which is the front leg, stays at the front, and assemblé derrière, back leg stays at the back. And it could be done in alignment, it could be done with either leg, and it could be done as a sequence of steps. So you're going to have linking steps within your sequence. So that could be a relevé in fifth, that could be a coupé chassé, pas de bourrée, glissade, assemblé, for example. But you will have one focal step. So if you've got an assemblé, you will have at least 2 different types of assemblé, possibly 3. And because of that, sometimes you will find it doesn't flow as smoothly as you'd like. If you were to do a normal enchaînement, chances are you wouldn't do every different type of assemblé. You might have an assemblé and then maybe a ciseaux or something else, or a jeté or something different, yes? So the way the enchaînement is laid out, the way the examiner has to create the little sequence, doesn't necessarily lend itself to be really smooth flowing. So you have to be really aware of where your weight is. In particular, not just being weight placed on your feet, but which leg it's on, because if you end up with your weight on the front leg, for example, and then you're going to do an assemblé under, yes, you need pressure in that front leg, but actually you need your weight to be slightly back, so you can release that front leg to do the assemblé under. So be really aware, as you're learning the steps, be really aware of your weight placement when you're moving from one step to the next. And just be really aware of every step that they mention, every piece of vocabulary that they mention. Make sure you know that that's what that step is. Make sure you listen carefully to hear whether it's under or over or devant, derrière, and really just take that time. Go calm, go in yourself and focus on what you're doing. Don't go, whoa, what's an assemblé? And then try not to let that happen. Just think, this is exciting, it's a challenge. I would say a really good way of practicing this is to make up your own sequences. Yeah, so get the steps, list out the focal steps, list out the linking steps, and make up your own little dances. That way you will get used to which is which for a start, but you'll also get used to seeing them in different sequences, and it will really, really help you get really confident with this part of the exam. It's not a huge part of the exam. It's not like, oh my gosh, if you fail this bit, you fail the whole exam. Certainly not at this level. When it comes to the advanced levels, yes, you do have to pass each section of the whole exam, but in intermediate foundation and intermediate, you just need to get an overall pass mark. So God forbid if you did fail in one little section, that doesn't necessarily mean you failed the whole thing. So don't stress too much about this one little section of your exam. Yes, you want to have the confidence to do it and feel really happy when you come out of the exam and think, oh, this is fun, this is interesting, this is good. But at the same time, don't get so overwhelmed with it. It's one tiny section of the exam, okay? So if you like this video, do like it, do share it with your friends, do subscribe, yeah, because I'm always putting out videos with little tips for the RAD exams. I'm putting out videos with tips for general ballet practice and anything dance related that could be relevant to a dancer who might be wandering around the world of YouTube and then finds a few tips that might help them become a better dancer. Okay, if you want to dance with me, I have a special offer on at the moment. Click the link in the caption and that will take you to a place where you can enjoy a free ballet class. It's on me. It is a recorded class and you can stop it, you can pause it, you can rewind it and do an exercise again. You can do it anytime, night or day, and hopefully you'll really enjoy it. If you already know you're going to enjoy it and you want to do a class with me, there's also the Bridge Ballet Club where you can enjoy one of my classes anytime, night or day. And that's really cool. If you want to dance with me live, pop along to bridgeballet.co.uk and you can book yourself in for a live ballet class. Anyway, hopefully I'll help you get better at ballet. See you later. Take care. Bye-bye.